Good evening. My name is Christopher Buttner, publisher of Calaveras 2026election.com. I will now summarize my 6 appearances before the Angels Camp City Council since October 2023. The Calaveras Visitors Bureau is not a nonprofit association, and it has not been a nonprofit association since April 2000, at which time it incorporated as a public benefit nonprofit corporation. 21 years later, effective July 12, 2021, the CVB converted its legal entity type with the State Attorney General's Office and Secretary of State's Office from a public benefit nonprofit corporation to a mutual benefit nonprofit corporation. It is alleged that the CVB, falsely identifying itself as a nonprofit association, again committed fraudulent misrepresentation of its legal entity type by executing the amended agreement for the promotion of tourism with the City of Angels Camp, a municipal corporation, on January 3rd, 2023. The Cities of Angels Camp subsequently misplaced that signed and executed amended January 3rd, 2023 agreement for the promotion of tourism with the CVB, and due to its continuing inability to locate the missing contract, the city's attorney, Whitebrenner LLC, was required to recreate the document to obtain the required signatures digitally in September 2023. It is alleged that the CVB is legally a mutual benefit nonprofit corporation and continuously deceived the public for 3 years, from July 2021 to July 2024, as evidenced by having displayed defunct bylaws on its website during that time, purporting those invalid bylaws to be current. On January 6, 2026, CVB Executive Director Martin Huberty, who also serves as Calaveras County District 3 Supervisor, presented to you a tourism status report, long on activities but short on results. At that time, I asked, why and for what benefit did the CVB change its legal designation from a public benefit nonprofit corporation to a mutual benefit nonprofit corporation in July 2021? That and my other questions remain unanswered by Mr. Huberty. 10 days after Huberty's January 6, 2026 CVB tourism status presentation, the Calaveras Enterprise published what is arguably a propaganda piece written by Calaveras Visitors Bureau Board of Directors member Tori James without any disclosure of her relationship and evident conflict of interest, favoring the CVB in clear violation of the Society of Professional Journalists Code of Ethics for conflicts of interest. My January 20th, 2026 email requesting comment and clarification from Calaveras Enterprise owner, editor, publisher Carissa Davidson, and the request that Tori James resign from the CVB Board of Directors remains unanswered. Since 2019, nearly $600,000 in Angels Camp transient occupancy taxes and nearly $2.3 million in county transient occupancy taxes, totaling $2.9 million, has funded the arguably anemic tourism promotion results from the CVB, while county tourism employment is hemorrhaging. Calaveras County's staggering combined loss of 420 tourism jobs and a reported loss of $4.6 million in direct tourism earnings are glaring when reviewing the corresponding 2023 and 2024 Visit California annual reports. A tax-exempt organization complaint referral was submitted to the IRS on July 22, 2025, seeking investigation to corroborate allegations of the CVB's misuse and abuse of its tax-exempt 501c6 status as a precursor to revocation of the CVB's tax-exempt status for persistently and willfully violating the laws and rules governing mutual benefit nonprofit corporations. My allegations of negligence, intentional misrepresentation, and incompetence and malpractice by the City of Angels Camp Legal Counsel, Whitebrenner LLP, should be of grave concern to the City Council. I'll conclude tonight's remarks with a definition of the term moral hazard and specifically how it applies to local government. Moral hazard is an economic concept describing a situation where one party takes on excessive risk or acts irresponsibly because another party bears consequences of those actions. It occurs when an entity is insulated from risk, such as through insurance or government bailouts, often resulting in increased harmful behavior. What I've described here this evening equates to the definition of moral hazard. My name is Christopher Buttner, publisher of Calaveras 2026election.com. Good evening.